Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias. Ciao. Hope you're well this morning. It's Ken at 10 Tuesday, the 4th of August already. Weird, isn't it? Hotter than most places, actually. Nice and warm here today. Ask JA Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we ask you what you would like to know about in terms of property sales, lettings, and generally with the property market. If you've never been here before, welcome along. My name's Ken. This is Ken at 10. We're James Alexander, estate agents based in southwest London, in southwest 16 to be precise, and we love chatting about property. Today, we're talking about home styling. Home styling is the theme for the month here. You can add thousands to your bottom line by getting it right. Get it wrong, and your property can languish on the market and actually risk not selling at all. I think it's an underrated skill and something that people actually discount and think they kind of know better. But honestly, there's a lot to it. And, we always have ideas. When we send a photographer around, before we do, we think about styling. If there are things you need to do, we'll be honest with you and say, look, if you did X or Y, it would really help. We've got a blog on the subject this week. If you look at the article underneath this post, before this live, you'll see we've got a full blog on it. But also, it's much, much more than that. You'd be quite surprised how many things can have an impact on your sale. In fact, I remember a little story. Years ago, we had this property come on the market. My colleague, Kelly, came with me to see it. And it was a tiny one-bedroom flat, brand new build. Was a garage, frankly. And they turned it into a house. It wasn't a flat, sorry, it was a house. I say flat because it was tiny. It was literally, the bedroom wasn't quite double. The bathroom was an okay size. Kitchen was, of course, tiny. And the lounge was kind of long and narrow. And Kelly, having the artistic eye here, we got together, we looked at colours, we looked at flowers, we looked at towels, we looked at dining furniture, and we had a budget to go with. And what happened was the property had been on the market for months with 6 or 7 estate agents, no joy whatsoever. So we said to the client, you know what, number one, let's get rid of the forest of boards outside your property. Let's take a clean cut, fresh approach to this, and let's get marketing properly. Spend some money and it will return to you. And in this case, he actually spent a few £1,000s. And we did things like, one of the things that made a huge difference was a glass table. So instead of looking at the table, you actually look through it, and then colours, lines, softening, get rid of the harshness that sometimes follows with new properties, and you'd be surprised at the results. Within a week, we had 2 offers and it was gone. It just goes to show. So home styling should take it very seriously. If you're not sure what it's all about, well, that's what we're here to help with. Once you've instructed us, we'll go into some detail on that. But literally, it's something that's really overlooked and we think really underrated as well. It can make a massive difference to the appeal. Sometimes people get really basic things wrong, and it's easy to point you in the right direction on that. And sometimes the opposite is true, and people really do get too worried. Sometimes I just say you need to breathe, you need to relax. You do live here, you're allowed to live here with your family. It's not a crime to do so. Thank you, Property Jungle. Great to see you here as always. Good morning to you. And yeah, so really important that you get it right, but also, bear in mind, some people say, oh, you must do this and you must do that. We'd never be so presumptuous. Certain properties you can literally do nothing with. I mean, literally, sometimes you see properties that need plenty of work. And when it needs lots of work anyway, frankly, someone has to have a good eye. So whether a room's full of furniture is not really going to preclude anyone from making an offer if the house needs a new bathroom, new kitchen, and the garden's also in a bad state. So you've got to decide who your target market is. If it's likely to be the business end, developers, people that are doing their own thing, stamping their own identity, redesigning throughout, then you need to be less conscious of what you're selling than if, for instance, you've got those new bifold doors, that dreamy kitchen. That's all nice, but it can look very hard and cold without some home styling. So often underrated, something you need to take into account, and say we're happy to help you with that. Apart from that, really bright day here today. Lots of valuations still coming in. August's a lovely month, isn't it? Do love the sunshine. I always feel energized by it, and enthusiastic to see what the market brings. Generally, we've been quite busy. Most busy bracket of the market is between 400 and 500, particularly 3-bedroom houses needing modernisation. Oh my gosh, we've had so much response on one particular one, we don't know where to go. And the one that's just going to go under offer today is going to be replaced by another one that's very similar. So watch out for that. We'll do a sneak peek on that one shortly. And if you don't know, we have a certain strategy about marketing which is different from our competitors, including a presented video and a sneak peek, social media use all over the place, followed by publishing on our website. And of course, we're with Zoopla and Rightmove, unlike some of our competitors, we're with both. And the reason for that is that some like Zoopla, some like Rightmove, we find here in London, the two are very powerful portals. And some of our competitors, there's a big one across the road I can think of right now, are not on Zoopla. And for me, that's costing you as much as 50% of your audience. Why would you do that? You know, it's absolutely crazy in my view. So we're on both. But more than that, we're about talking to people, as you can see right now, discussing requirements. And that's why we put it on our website first before we go to the portals and go to Rightmove and Zoopla. And then we build a buzz around the property prior to it coming live. And that's why when a property comes live with us, it's more likely to get a buzz around it and some serious offers in the first place. And that first couple of weeks of marketing can be absolutely critical, which is why home styling and presentation and correct pricing are so important. And we'd love to discuss it with you in more details. And remember, Ask Jay Tuesday, we're here for you on the subjects that you want to discuss. So if there's something, a burning question that you have about property on your mind, be you a first-time buyer, an established property developer, buy-to-let investor wondering what to buy and where, do drop us a comment. We'd be happy to reply to you next week on Ask Jay Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow with another Ken at 10 for Wednesday morning. Until then, have a fantastic day, and I hope the sun is shining where you are, same as it is here. Take care.